He's not like he was before. You don't love him anymore. Now 3, come to me. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 208.
We're fucking here, Jack.
And we are back, baby.
I'm better than ever, baby. We are here.
I'm back and I'm better.
Hey.
I feel like I say that every time we come back from a break.
I feel like I always say that too. Like, we back, baby.
Well, yes, guys, thank you.
Bryson, though. We need new Bryson music.
We do need new Bryson music. Yeah, definitely do need that. He always has provided vibes for a couple of years. So, yes. Hello, guys. Welcome yet again to another episode. Jesus.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share with a friend.
Yes, please do. I wanted to go ahead and start the episode how we always started, and that is saying what we are grateful for. Will you do the honors of starting off with what you are grateful for?
Oh, man. A lot of things to be grateful for. One, of course, we have this shelter above us. Definitely be grateful for that. We have this tropical storm that's hitting Florida. Actually, it's been going around, I guess, like the state from the west. Like, because I heard people in Texas also been experiencing that. Like, basically, what we got today is what they had earlier, yesterday, basically. So, grateful for that. I feel like that's a cop-out. I feel like there's something else I want to be grateful. I'm going to give you another thing to be grateful for you, but go ahead. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful
Got a lot of weeks to
for...
make up, so I got to be grateful for more than one thing.
That what?
I got a lot of weeks to make up, so I got to be grateful for more than one thing.
I feel like there's just so many different things, like how Hav is saying to be grateful for. I feel like I'm grateful to be doing this again after taking a month off. I feel grateful for where I am in my life. I feel good. I feel confident, more confident. I feel sexy. I feel loved. I feel so many different things. It's insane, and I'm grateful for all of them. I feel like I'm entering a new chapter in my life. My birthday is this coming week, so I'm actually like super excited for that. So that's something that I'm grateful for too, because last year it wasn't like that. I wasn't excited as I normally am for my birthdays, and so this year I'm just like super excited, super open to welcome a new year into my life. And looking back on things that I have gone through, whether it be this past year, last 10 years, I found out that it's been 15 years since I graduated from high school, and then 24 years since I moved from California. So it's just a lot to be grateful for. And like how Hav says, you feel like since we've been gone for some time, it's like, I gotta make up for all the times I didn't say what I was grateful for. But is there anything else you wanted to share that you were grateful for, Hav?
I'm grateful, I guess, that we're halfway out this retrograde.
We're in the shadow period right now, because I think it just ended yesterday.
Okay, yeah,
so
it just ended. So I don't know. I also been I believe in energy and all that stuff too. To those who don't, I mean, hey, go ahead, do you, live your life, be who you want to be, type shit. But I just feel like, of course, there's some. I'm also a firm believer in God. There's, there's a higher purpose. There's something just more out there than it meets the eye, especially when it comes to life. So I believe in retrograde, and I was just reading something. Or say a girl, she posted something. I need to give her a shout out, but I'm not gonna look up her name. One of these episodes, we'll do it. But because she always gives like good messaging like on her TikToks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's okay. And one of them was basically like, hey, if you're feeling unmotivated or just kind of stuck or a little bit more angry than usual, it's okay. Hey, that just means that retrograding is doing what the fuck it's supposed to do.
Yeah, what it's supposed to do.
And it's tough, especially for me and and me and Claudia have talked about this with not doing the podcast. We kind of it's the pity party that we try to throw for ourselves. Like, damn, or I guess we could look at retrograde or something to be like, oh, that's why I'm not motivated. Or that's, okay, I guess we could just result to that's the reason why things haven't been going the way that we want to. But
you touched something. It's specifically how I wanted to start the podcast. You see how we here without even talking about it,
without even trying.
Yeah, because that's
Pre-meeting
something that I really wanted to talk about, because Hav and I had a conversation, I would say maybe, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
I want to say so.
That it was just kind of like, I had to like straight up just tell him like, yo, I'm not feeling it when it comes to the podcast right now. You know, like I'm not feeling like my 100% best. And I don't mean physically, how I look. It was more like I just am not feeling it. I felt unmotivated. I felt like, what are you even doing this for? Like, what is the purpose? What is it that you're like, okay, you're just doing this because you just want to say what? That you did a podcast and, you know, you accomplished that off of your goals. And then it's just like, you have to like look at it and be like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's something that I always wanted to do. I'm doing it because it's something that, even though maybe not a million people are watching it yet, I still possibly have people who are watching it and maybe never said anything to me about the hiatus because they just understood. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's some people who just understand, like, hey, they're on a break. I feel like ever since last year that we took that break that we took, I feel like people maybe are just kind of like, okay, well, the breaks are normal. I know that there's other podcasts who do like seasons. So there's like a season finale and then they go into a break and then they have, you know, the season premiere of the new season. And we've thought about doing something like that, but I feel like we're 208 episodes in. And it's like, do we want to start doing, was that season 1? Are we entering season 2? Which actually, if we were to do like get to 215 and be like, all right, that was, maybe it doesn't have to be season 1. It could be chapter 1, because chapters are a little longer than seasons. Am I right?
There you go. I
right.
like that.
So yeah, so that was just something that like I was just feeling like deep in my soul. I was having a conversation with somebody that I'm super close with, and he didn't understand why I hadn't mentioned that I was feeling that way about the podcast, because, you know, he knows how passionate I am about it and how it, you know, makes me feel alive, and it's something that I do consistently and feeling like you know, and he was just kind of like, you know, take that break if you need it, but don't quit, you know, like take the break if you need to, but
something, my bad.
No, go ahead.
That we could touch on too is just that whole point of like, when you don't feel it, don't force it.
Yeah,
you know, that's also another part of it too. Speaking in the music aspect of just making music, and I made, you know, some new tunes today, but yeah, like sometimes it's just not happening, right? Or it's just we can't force it, right? And to this level where I guess, you know, fake it till you make it or all that mumbo jumbo jazz.
That works. But this is a little different. And
you're only faking it to yourself, you know? So like, why not take a step back to put a best step forward, you know, type of thing. And that's for anybody, you know. You could be going through tons of stuff in your life where you could apply that to, of just, hey, maybe taking a step away. You know, that even goes into like with losing something, right? Like, oh, I know Claudia does that. It's like, I don't know where that smart water is, but I'll find it. It'll pop up eventually, and then sure enough, it pops up. So sometimes you need that step away.
Yeah, it was funny because my mom asked about the podcast, and she was just like, oh, what happened to the show? And I didn't even know what she was talking about, and that kind of was like a rude awakening for me. That it had been like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I didn't even know what she was talking about. So she was just like the podcast on YouTube, and I was just like, oh my God, such my mother, you know, like to remind me that to get back on your shit and, you know, to be, you know, who you're supposed to be. So shout out to my mama. Jesus, I miss my mom so much. Anybody who doesn't live in the same state, same city, same country as their mother and has any advice to how to get over this, please share. Mom and dad, because I miss both of them. I say mom first because she truly is like my best friend and is somebody who I was used to speaking to like every single day, any time of the day. And I'm not saying I can't do that now. It's just like, you know, we're on different schedules and it happens. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to point out when this break happened was that I noticed that the reason why I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to do it. It was kind of like my makeup, like having to like do that whole process of like the makeup, the outfit, the hair. How are we going to do the hair? So it's not just like I started getting ready to do this podcast. I would say like, what was it? Have like 12 or 1 or something like that.
I want to say by like 1 o'clock or so, you kind of like timing this sort of like, hey,
Yeah, it was like 1 o'clock, and right now we're 10 minutes in, but it's 4 o'clock now. So it took me close to an hour and a half almost to like get my makeup ready. And I'm not saying that I need that much makeup, but I'm very attention to detail when it comes to my makeup, specifically for the podcast. Like,
hell, you're in front of cameras, and like also something that I didn't account for is all these goddamn lights. Look at this. I mean, you got the little fuzziness going on in the head. I got half beige hair on me. But yeah, you're in lights, camera, action. You definitely got to,
yeah, so it's something that's
me, on the other hand, woke up like this, but not all of us could be that,
Yeah. So for me, I have from, I want to say like episode 30 or no, it was episode 20. It was around that episode to where I was like, man, I got to make sure that my makeup is on point when I do these episodes because I feel like it's so important to me. And I finally invested in some new makeup because it was ya era hora, como dicen en español. It was like, ya era hora to buy some new makeup. And I got some. So shout out to Alamar Cosmetics for providing the vibes and the look of today. I am very happy because like every single thing that is on my face have, except for my mascara and my foundation, is everything else is from Alamar Cosmetics. So shout out to that. I just had to shout them out because they're a Miami-based makeup company. The girl is from Miami, from Hialeah. And, it's awesome. So I've loved their products since 2020. So shout out to that. And today's episode, guys, is pure vibes. I have nothing really planned. The main thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the break and how I felt, how Hav felt. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about the break, Hav? Or do you think that we covered, the main points?
I think we covered the main points.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about was how 2020 was 2 years ago already.
Crazy.
And I feel like 2020 and 2021 were like 1 year because I felt like everybody in 2021 was like trying to play catch up with what happened in 2020 and trying to go back outside and trying to do different things that we couldn't do because of quarantine. And I feel like a lot of us like kind of like lost, or we're all going and processing this pandemic as well as the other things that are happening in our nation, and not just in the nation, but in the world. And so it's just kind of like, bro, gas prices are high. There's like school shootings. There's shootings in stores. There's inflation is happening. A lot of us are depressed. A lot of us are having social anxiety because of the pandemic, because we were away from people for so long. And now it's like, things are semi back to normal, except for like the other things that I was mentioning. And so going out and doing all of these things, I feel like is getting back to normal. We're trying to get back to ourselves, but at the same time, our economy is going through hell right now. So I feel like no matter what, like we have to remain strong. We have to remain positive. We have to remain faithful, because listen, at the end of the tunnel, there's always going to be a light, and we just got to get through it. I know right now, I can maybe speak only for myself. It may seem like you're never going to see that light, but trust and believe that light is coming, and you're going to find it, and it's going to be magical. Like, that's something that I keep saying to myself as well. Is kind of like, the past is awesome. The past isn't who made me, but a lot of the things that happened in my past have given me the discernment and the knowledge and wisdom to be the woman that I am today. But I ain't going to stay there. I can't afford to stay there. And there's the rain. I said it was coming back. Huh? We're actually like in the middle of a tropical storm, guys. BT dubs. We brought you a new episode. We brought you a new episode during the storm and everything. So
hope the power don't cut out.
Listen, I almost said, do you think it's a good idea to do the podcast with the storm? But I know you've been gaming, so it's been fine. So so this is something that, like, you just have to, like, what I was saying is that, like, the past and all of that, like I said, it's what provides you the wisdom and the courage and all of these things. But you have to be excited for what's to come, because if you think about your past days and how some of them were amazing and you were like, yo, there's nothing that's going to top this. And there's so many different moments in your life that have topped those moments that you're just like, there's no way that there's going to be something greater than this. And like how they say, the best days are ahead of us. So we have to maintain that mentality and to maintain that. Oop, there goes my water. I knew that was going to happen, but it's okay. So you have to maintain that focus and that laser beam focus. And that's something that, like, I'm grateful for to be doing this week, that we're doing this podcast, because it was just like, yeah, era hora. It was just kind of like, bro, shake it off. Let's do it. So a lot of music has dropped since we last recorded. Too much music. A highlight of mine has to be the Bad Bunny album, Un Verano Sin Ti. And that's an album that I've just been hearing nonstop. That's possibly why it was the first album that I decided to talk about. Guys, this man dropped a video from the song. When I saw the video, it had dropped 3 hours prior to me watching it, and it was at 1.8 million views. The very next day, it was at 40 plus million views. This man, Bad Bunny, is like an alien at this point, because it doesn't matter who drops. He's going to do these insane numbers, because Kendrick dropped the week before, right? Was it the week before or the week after that Kendrick dropped, or you don't remember?
I almost want to say, was it the same week? Or it was one week after, 1 week before?
It could have been the same week. You're probably right. So I know How has been listening to the Kendrick album. I have listened to it as well, but guys, I'm telling you, that Bad Bunny album has me in a motherfucking chokehold. So a lot of some of the standout songs that I love from that album, of course, is Titi Me Preguntó, which is the video that I was talking about that went crazy with the numbers. There's a song called...
Oh, they're a week apart. Yeah, Bad Bunny came out
A week apart. Perfect. Bad Bunny came out first. Yeah. Okay, so Bad Bunny came out first. I know I listened to the Kendrick album that following week. I listened to it more than one time. Went right back to Bad Bunny because, bruh, it's May in Miami. Like, I'm sorry. I love you, Kendrick. Hav is going to be our Kendrick. Hav is going to give us the Kendrick review.
Did we ever talk about did we talk about Future's album?
No, we didn't. That's another album that has me on a chokehold too. That's another album that I've been going back to listen to, but that one came out before any of the two, so I kind of wanted to do Kendrick was the most recent one, then it's Bad, then it's Future. So
Post Malone also dropped this week that I've been listening to that.
Oh, that's true. I did see that. I did see that he dropped.
Interesting. Just like the rollout of this album. I don't know if he didn't have like that major single or something like that. No, he came out with 2 singles before, but I guess I just didn't I don't know. I didn't really see it. Like, it just kind of caught me by surprise. Like, oh shit, it's out. Nice.
Cool. I knew it was coming out because of the JBP. They were talking about it, so I knew that a Post Malone album was coming.
Yeah, just I don't. Yeah, I felt like, I guess maybe when you don't have that major single, I guess they don't put it all. I guess you couldn't really beat a huge song that Sunflower was for that last album. So I guess it's just different and interesting to see how things get to album to album. Also, Red Hot Chili Peppers dropped an album too.
Nice.
That is pretty good. I haven't got through it all. It's a little long. I just haven't got through it all. But yeah, go right ahead. Bad Bunny and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. So
those were sooner.
The Bad Bunny album was like I said, my favorite song is the Titi Me Preguntó, but there's some other ones that I enjoy from the album. Like I like Aguacera. There's a song called Neverita.
Do you see any growth within his album? Like, let's say compare this album to the last album. Like,
something that I do know that I know
perfected more, or
something that I did notice, because Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana, it was that album. Then the ones like que no iban a salir, and then the one of the tour. He's dropped he's dropped stuff, but I don't know if those were albums. They were kind of like in between type of thing. I don't know if they're mixtapes because they were on major platforms. Either way, comparing this album to Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana, something that I felt was that this album has a lot more replay value. Like I find myself listening to it a lot more. Oh, babe, no.
What is she doing?
She literally just cut the freaking thing. I can't hear myself. But it's all good. So I basically I've noticed that I just listen to the album constantly, and something that I see is that it's not just like a couple of the songs that are good. It's every song. Like every single song is better than the next one, and equally the album is just really really good. And I guess to answer Hav's question, I do see a lot of growth in this album, especially with the sounds that he's picked, which, like, you know, he has a lot of like Dominican influence. He has, of course, the Puerto Rican influence, and like different, he even has like kind of like Spanish house music type of influence. And that was something that I really enjoyed too, because we haven't really heard that too much when it comes to the reggaeton genre. So another album that was a standout was the Future album, like how Hav was saying. That one was the first one of the that I think that dropped earlier in the month. So that was a really good listen. Love the song with him, you know, Drake and Thames. What is it? Wait for you.
Wait for me.
Wait for me. That song goes crazy. That song I believe is platinum.
That song was also supposedly Kanye had it first.
Okay.
There was like a new story about that. That like he got it. He had the beat and then he gave it to Future.
Nice. That's awesome. I didn't know that little tidbit. Here you have it first. If you didn't know it, now you know from the Ambition Hour podcast. Bay, after being a badass, is probably gonna go to sleep because she done got la regañaron. Look at her. What a badass. Guys.
That's the first time using that, bro. Wow, it's so fucking annoying.
Bro, I'm legit I'm hearing, and then I'm thinking, I'm just like I hear like my headphones going out, and I'm like, so I was gonna grab this thing to like kind of like acomodarlo, like move it a little bit to see like if that's what it was, and that shit cut off, and when I looked down, it was her. Guys, we're basically raising a fucking wild animal at this point. Like, it's insane. Gotta love her though. Well, the other song that I love was the what is it? Dog. I feel like I'm acting like I don't got my damn phone right in front of me and shit.
Love you harder, love you better.
Love you better. Love you better. That one was my favorite song from the first listen. Like that was like my favorite one. And then of course, Wait for You. The song with him and Kanye though, the Keep It Burning. That song goes crazy. Like insane. And then I saw the video, and then that just made it like even crazier for me. I was just like, what the heck is going on here? What was one of your favorite songs?
I like Puffin' on Zooty, the first song too. 7:12 p.m. Gold Stacks. Chickens is actually like one of my songs that I like.
Chickens is a good one.
I'd like later, you know, like it's kind of like I was like with, and then Massage Me is always good. I like the other one with Drake too, the I'm On one. I like that one too. Drake's flows on there too.
Yeah, that one's good too. I agree.
Is it Holy Ghost too?
Let me see. I have the track list here. I freaking had
I think it is Holy Ghost. He says some shit. He says some shit like I gotta take this shit up with God because I'm a god on the earth. A bar like
right.
that. That shit right there was crazy. It won me. I honestly think that this is one of Future's better projects. Probably that I always say this every single time he does drop one. I always feel like he like almost like I don't want to say T.I. because I feel like he's had more longevity than T.I. in the music realm. To be honest, T.I.
Ooh, yeah.
I never movies and all that stuff. But just as far as that elevate, it's like kind of like what you want to do. You don't want to be like knock it out the park or whatever like that. You know, you're Lauren Hill the game. You know, you kind of just want to casually like build up, and that's what I feel like he's always been doing. You know, since I guess the beginning of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this album a lot. I still listen to it. Also, Jack Harlow's album dropped. I haven't fully listened to all of it. I know that Churchill's Down came up, and I just want to do a big shout out because he did it in his hometown and like the whole Kentucky Derby. But what was really cool about the video is that he had a scene with like Drake rapping his lyrics to his mom, and his mom's just kind of like there or whatever, like hyping it up. And then when Drake's done, she's just like, "What the fuck? Like, what was that just now?" You know, kind of thing. And I know that she was the one that kind of started playing hip hop around a young Jack Harlow. So that was like really cool.
I saw that in an interview that he did on the 85 South show. Was that it was his mom who basically. What was it? The album that he played?
Kanye's
Late Registration. No, Late Registration.
Yeah, it was a Kanye.
Imagine that being like, you know, an album that your mom is just like, listen to this.
Imagine that being the first hip hop album you listened to. That's crazy.
That's insane.
I don't know which one was the first one for me, but I do know one of the first ones that I did have in my physical hand. Me being such a
West Coast baby, because I know it's probably a West Coast album.
I was gonna say it either had to be that NWA Straight Outta Compton, but also like I was gonna say as like 1,000 kids who wanted to just live in the '90s for like, you know, I probably broke up with the '90s like in 2012. You know, like that's how long it took me. You know, just like always searching back. And I guess I really haven't because I still.
There's some I was gonna say.
I still fuck with the my vintage tees and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, interesting. But definitely, and I guess the album was a success too. So shout out to that. What other albums came out? We talked about the post. Oh well, Kendrick Lamar, his album coming out. Another thing that was interesting here with Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people were like, I guess, wondering or just kind of saying, is that his first week numbers were a little bit lower than expected or than usual.
I thought it was that his first week was really good and that his second week didn't.
Right, but then really good. I guess like really good. It wasn't as good as anything he's like. It was
like
he's like
it's lower than
his first release, and you know you want to do the future thing where you keep on growing.
Yeah.
But, that and then he just had a complete knockoff. He actually broke a record. I want to say with that song, the Claudia's favorite song on the album, which is The Argument. So I think we love together.
That's not my favorite song.
No, I that's a joke.
Oh, I was like, wait.
That's like trying to be funny.
I mean, it's still funny because of my reaction.
You all can't be, DC. But that song basically, Claudia, listen to this interesting factoid. That song was like on the Billboard charts for like 1 week, and then the next week it like fell off.
I believe it because people love toxic shit like that.
But no, I mean, well, it turns out that they didn't because like no one listened to that song after the first week, basically, because it charted, like every single song charted on the album, and then it's the quickest a song has gone to chart to not mentioned at all, type of thing. Even though he is dropping a video to that song, and I think that song is really good. It's probably not the thing you want to listen to, and I've always given Kendrick this critique with my Kendrick hoodie on. He has that little bit of that Eminem syndrome of kind of like that's not what you play when you get the aux. That's not what you play when you go outside. Not people are not listening to that to the gym or when we go play basketball. That's not probably the album that's going to be playing.
No.
So
I love Kendrick, but I'm not like putting. I have the phone. I have the album in my phone, but there hasn't been a time where I'm like, yo, I gotta play that Kendrick.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes artists like that, even though it's crazy because you want to make music, I guess, for both, because not everybody is out there partying and not everybody's just out stuck at home. But I think a good balance of both. I would want to say that J. Cole project is probably the best balance, where you kind of could play outside and it still had those songs that I guess you could digest or those lyrical type of songs. But just very interesting, I guess, to see where it goes, but also we're probably not getting another Kendrick album for the next foreseeable future. If this one took 5 years, I want to say that if he's not going to take 5 years, I want to say somewhere around the realm of 5 years. Definitely with his kids, and that's also another thing that we're seeing in hip-hop. I think Post Malone also is going through that too because he's recently became a father. People growing, people growing and your artist growing. And Post Malone has an interesting, it's very like, coin flip on Kendrick because Kendrick kind of like he's ending the album like, hey, I'm done. Hey, I choose me. I'm done.
That's my favorite song from the album. That one's my favorite song. Yeah.
Like,
that one. Yeah.
He's kind of like, I'm done. I need to say, I can't. Sorry, I can't save y'all. I'm saving myself. Type of thing. Then Post Malone intros his album with kind of like sacrifice to say, I sacrifice myself because it's expected. I do this to become what's expected because I'm the superstar. I need to entertain. I need to, all of this drink to, to get drunk just to throw it up. Just kind of like I'm stuck in this forever thing. A little bit similar to the Weeknd's content of kind of like I need to be fucked up because that's the way you guys love me and want me and like kind of thing. So but also him going into fatherhood, maybe that slows Posty down, or who knows, right? Hopefully everyone's doing things responsibly though, because a lot of people also have passed away though during our break as well, and it's been heartbreaking to hear that type of news. But
yeah, we have rest in peace to all the people that in this break that have passed on to a new life.
On a lighter note, I think we could wrap up our review Winning Time because we saw the episodes.
Shoot, Jesus, yes.
We talked about them just kind of like
but like now man.
So now this is the Ambition Hour's review of season 1 of Winning Time. Go ahead, Claudia. What did you think about the series?
So something that I truly enjoyed were the camera angles that they used.
Did you see that clip of like the guy in the rollerblades? Like
I did see that. That was really dope because how else would you be able to get the type of movement that basketball provides? Right, you know what I mean? Like there was just no other way, and it was so dope how they did that.
Put his foot in that shit
Yeah, and I didn't. It wasn't until after the fact that I was like already in love with the show that I found out that Jonah was actually behind it. So that was pretty cool for me too. I'm over here with headphones, like I can really hear something.
Another thing that was really cool, or one thing that we appreciate, is that whole time period. And
yes.
Making you feel like that's the forum. You know, what I mean?
It was. We call them filters, but I'm pretty sure they're called something else in the actual like.
Well, no, yeah, we call it filters or sometimes like overlays, But sometimes, honestly, though, Claudia, I forgot what movie it was. Oh, well, you think something like Euphoria. Mm-hmm. Remember, I was telling you that like basically that they wanted a certain film.
Oh yeah, and then they had to like make that film for
make those lenses.
Yeah,
sometimes lenses could provide you some type of that feeling or that grain, some type of thing. So maybe you're 100% right. Like probably, let's say 85% of it was shot like that, but some of it is some of the equipment that they use to give them that type of feeling. So
that was definitely something that I truly enjoyed. My bad, Claudia. No, go ahead.
But the casting too, amazing. This guy,
the guy who played Magic Johnson, is a really good actor. He did so good.
He's really good. I can't wait to see him in something else. Like how I got to see one of the guys from BMF and something else that I thought he did really good in. But yeah, he's another good actor. I guess I would say watch out for that guy. That guy could I could see him doing so much, work.
And the guy who played Jerry
Jones? Jerry West, excuse me?
No, the owner.
Oh yeah, our boy. From Step
Brothers.
All that. I forgot.
Talladega Nights.
O'Reilly, I want to say is his last name, but yeah, no, he's killing it. But Jerry Buss, who's playing Jerry Buss, yeah. I don't know. Let me get his name.
We both doing it. His name is John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. I knew it was something Reilly.
And the guy who played Magic Johnson is Quincy Isaiah. Oh, and the guy who's playing Pat Adrian Brody, bro. And that's something else. Like, haven't
you didn't know that?
Huh?
You didn't know that? Yeah, that was Adrian Brody. Yeah.
No. I did. I was just gonna say the guy who played him. I was about to hype up fucking Pat because like that's something that like to me like as a Heat fan and like growing up, because like of course we know that because he was also the coach for the Bulls, right?
No, he was coach for the Lakers.
He was for the Lakers and then
Knicks and then us.
And then okay, so I don't know why I thought.
Well, it's because the Lakers. I want to say that's how you know.
Okay, I don't know why I thought the Bulls, but it's Phil Jackson.
That's Phil.
Yeah, okay. So my bad, y'all. Listen, I know about basketball. I just sometimes I didn't even know that he coached the Knicks. but like as a Heat fan, seeing Pat Riley and what he has created in Miami Heat culture, and then to kind of see like the beginnings of like how that story kind of started, it made me want to know more and more and more and more about this legendary person that is Pat Riley. So the guy who played him, Adrian Brody, I felt like he did such a great job in portraying that character that is Pat Riley. And another thing that I enjoyed was like the guy who played Jerry West. Yeah, and then the guy who played Jerry West, I felt like did like such a great job, and I like the dynamic that you're able to see him kind of like struggle between wanting to be involved but retiring, but then not being able to fully leave, and taking charge in the front office and making decisions and things like that. So
yeah, like even
no, you're good.
Even like I guess that's kind of like the psyche of what you're saying of like the retired player or someone who's just literally addicted. Because that's what it almost
yeah,
like.
it's what it is. Yeah,
because like it's almost like a gambler, right? Like
yeah.
It hurts them, you know.
It hurts
them to either way, like to not play or to play.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like it's very interesting. Well, another thing that's really cool about this, the guy also who they got for Larry Bird is a great one too. Oh, and our boy Jason Segel.
From Forgetting Sarah Marshall, How I Met Your Mother, fucking
a new movie. I'm not sure if I said that. I felt like I mixed those two together.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is such a great movie.
Magic's dad, Robert Morgan, the actor. He's also in Stranger Things. He's in Stranger Things 4 playing a cop. So that's really basically the show.
Oh, that's where he was. That's why he was so familiar to me when we were. Because I'm not a Stranger Fans watcher. Can't say I'm not a fan because I haven't really watched it like that. I've only seen like what he has seen and what I've seen with other people. So I can't say yay or nay about the show, but I know it's a real big deal.
What's really cool, I guess, about this too, or I guess what separates it from like other mockumentaries and stuff like that, because it gives us a little bit, even though it doesn't have that trial thing of like the OJ thing, because it brings us back into time, almost like a great time in America, I want to say, even though that OJ is not a great time in America, but you guys get what I'm saying. But what's really cool about this one is that you have so many parts that like could have their own documentary, you know what I mean? Like Jerry Buss's the Buss family, that's its own documentary, you know. Magic Johnson does have his own documentary on Apple TV. I suggest you, just in case he's watching Magic, we're seeing that too. We're watching it, baby.
Because he apparently doesn't like Winning Time.
He doesn't like Winning
because
Time
of how he's portrayed, and I don't know.
I think it's how he's portrayed and how like just like how over dramatized things are, you know, or how overly maybe they've portrayed him sexually, you know, and maybe that's not the best thing he wants either his wife to relive or either, you know, himself, you know. When you're young and dumb, full of cum,
bars. That's why you're the rapper of the family.
You know, you don't know what to do. Wood Harris, matter of fact, we're going to give a round of applause and like a moment of silence for this gentleman because, my goodness. He always shows up. He does his job to the T. There hasn't been a role that he's done that I've been. Even in Space Jam, when he plays there for like 15 seconds, he even killed that as LeBron James' coach.
He's such a
we must protect him at all costs. He's a jewel.
He's in acting, and I feel he's
been like in everything too. Like, you know, like.
Yeah, I feel like his IBMD is just insane.
Yeah, like
IMBD.
And like it's like everything too, like because we have things like The Wire, we have Remember the Titans, we have like look at these. This first of all, this one movie paid in full that makes a career. You know that's all. That's the only movie Cameron needed in his IBM or whatever the hell you just said. But he has that. Remember the Titans, The Wire. That's also The Wire. Freaking. That 2 degrees of separation of everybody from The Wire is probably crazy. Above the Rim, another classic. I didn't know, but he's in the Creed movies. Fucking phenomenal. Let's not also forget he's in the new Edition story. No, I'm kidding. I wanted to say, didn't he do a... No, he didn't.
I thought he was in that. Woody McClain, which is is from Kane Tejada.
No, King Tejada.
King Tejada from Power is in the new edition.
No, but he's also in it too.
Oh yeah,
he probably plays like the manager or something.
Yeah,
he's something else. He's also in BMF, which BMF. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch that. Catch up on all your Power versus, even though it's affiliated of the Power
Universe.
Power Universe. Because I want to say I haven't been disappointed with any of them.
Anything that I've seen, even the podcasts that these kids have. I say kids because they're younger, but I meant Michael Rainey and Gianni Paolo, who play Tariq and Brayden on the show on Power and on Ghost. They have this podcast that like is just so dope because they bring on like, you know, different actors from the shows and ask them like different questions. And
remember this movie? My bad.
Which one?
Next Day Air.
I do remember. Yeah, I know that he was on it. That Ghost was in it.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that Ghost was there.
in an interview that I saw, that Omari and 50 did.
That's what they need to put. They need to get Omari to get on there.
Oh, I think that's like for sure. You know, like that's a for sure. They just had Method Man on there, and I thought that was amazing. I mean, I know that Method Man, like, I feel like no matter what, like even
That's
if
another person we need to protect at all costs, Method Man. He's been holding us down for years too. Like, because Claudia, the thing about these two gentlemen is decades. You know, like 90s to 2000s. You know, like. We
Method Man was a superstar since
he was a superstar since the Stoop, right? The lady called him superstar, no, or what was it? Like
something like that. The girl, the girl who Lala is playing, she like knew from jump. Like this dude is something special. The girl from Def Jam. I don't remember who it was that she played from the Wu-Tang series.
But like at least as the story is told in Shaolin, like in like their. Or where they lived or whatever like that, like there was a lady there
that
like,
was just like yo,
she would just call him something. I think it was like Star or like, you know, like, oh, you're gonna be a superstar. She kind of like called it from predicted his whole.
We love a faithful king too, because I know he's been married for a long time. And
speaking, and this is a great transition. Speaking of being faithful, it seems like our buddy Tyler Hero has been
dipping his milk in other chocolate or caramel.
Let's say there's more ways than one you get a groin injury.
Damn, that's why we ain't win the playoffs.
That's why we're not in the finals, because this fool was stepping out on our girl Katia. How do you say her name?
Is Katia. It Katia? Is it? Yeah.
I'm going to call her Kate for this time.
Yeah.
Just in case we're mispronouncing your name.
Cat.
Just
the cat. We both went to different movies.
But yeah, supposedly there was an unfollow that happened, and you know when unfollow happens, it gets very juicy. And she posted like, you know, one of those "I just got cheated on" quotes on the story.
Oh man.
So, man, one, we gotta pray for Tyler Hero. You know, proven innocent, but innocent until proven guilty, as I like to say. We don't know. We clearly speculating just as much as she is, I guess, at this point. And really, and all jokes separately, all aside, you know, there is a baby involved, and hopefully both of these parties either could be mutually and be part of this kid's life. So, but that is some gossipy, messy little news that I had, and I was wondering how I was gonna kind of bring this up in some way, and look at that.
You know what's interesting, that I wanted to bring up the whole thing that happened with Magic and like with his lady about him fucking the friend.
Oh, okay, which might be dramatized, but might be dramatized.
Either way, like that happening is insane. Like,
but like you only
because because the friend was just trying to secure a bag. Like I cannot imagine a life where one of my friends would do that. That is not a friend.
Well, maybe that wasn't. I don't think that was a friend, because like.
Wasn't that she was the one that introduced? She said it. She was just like, "Don't I get like a? I better get some credit because like I was the one who introduced y'all or some shit like that."
Okay. I thought I was like a university friend, because I was like, so I expect that from the university. You know, your dorm system.
Yeah, your dorm. No, because I think they eventually became like roommates in school or something like that. But
that is wild. I'm trying to think of. I remember it's definitely something that people are probably.
Excuse me. Let me bring it back a little bit.
Ladies, you know what friend would do some shit like that?
I feel like that's very true too, so because ladies,
you know what friend would do it, and you know what friend to not let your man around alone, or the girl or that girlfriend that you don't want to be alone with your man. Right.
If I gotta worry that you and my man are gonna do something when I'm not around, bruh, I don't need you or that man around.
Yeah.
Like both y'all can go.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, I'm speaking from a situation. The only thing that I could think of or something like that, because I am as faithful as they come. But I think it's also like insecurities. You never know. Because you could be a secure person or secure in your relationship, but that person who especially a friend, because sometimes we like to give our friends a little bit more credit or even believe in them sometimes more than us.
Yeah,
or
for
like,
sure.
Damn, like what they have is cooler than what
Or
we
you
have.
start comparing and you're
Right,
like, yeah,
like
so then the insecurities
so
come
then
out. I
yeah,
feel
the
that.
insecurity comes in, or
I feel like that's what could have happened if, I mean, this is of course based on the show and we're kind of breaking that apart,
or
what happened
Rachel
in the
gets
show.
Always gets the guy compared to you. Or fucks the guy that you would have liked to fuck. But
Yeah, so then for her, I feel like the insecurity came from, man, this girl is really tripping about this dude and he has this money, and I know if it was me, if it were me, bitches, you gotta be careful for them, ladies. Gotta be careful for them.
Oh, yeah,
Thankfully, both my best friends are married. Or no, one's married and one has a girlfriend. Well, one is a lesbian, so
one is out of the game. Let's say that.
The trade has gone through. It's been yeah.
Exactly. So it kind of like raises.
Happy Pride Month. Holy fuck.
Oh my God! Yes, Happy Pride Month. I wish it can rain fucking rainbows right now because it is Pride Month. Listen, man. Shout out to everybody who has come out, even though it was a very difficult decision to do. Those who haven't come out yet, listen, your time is coming. Just be patient.
Yep, and hopefully this time, if it doesn't allow for anything, hopefully allows you
for that.
That's
and
something that I do like, or something that we don't think about. Is that so like this month and this attention, hopefully it does give that person, whoever is maybe not feeling the best or feeling like being them isn't being their true self isn't actually going to be beneficial for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully this month gives them that light or that perspective of, hey,
you're not alone.
You're not alone. People are gonna love you. No, be your family.
No matter what. Yeah.
Love you no matter what. Be yourself. That's what we want everybody to be, or what we strive to be.
Yeah.
Whoever is jealous or is mad or who all that stuff. Usually, like Claudia said, they be talking about themselves. They be projecting. And also, they're upset that they can't live their life in their truest form.
Definitely.
They see someone else living their truth.
Yeah, and it's just
then
like
it gets them uncomfortable. And then that's when they start making off-color jokes or just being stupid. So
definitely.
So yeah, if you're in the closet, come on out, bro. We got a party here waiting for you, bro.
I personally know two people who haven't come out to their parents. Grown.
Really?
Grown. Two, yes.
Holy shit, I gotta do that again because my facial express. But
I know.
Grown.
Grown. My age. I have one that's my age. I don't know if she's told them yet, but for a fact, the last time her and I.
This isn't a judgment phase. It's just oh wow, like just kind of like. Wow.
No, man, and like there's times there's times where like I'll speak to her and I'll tell her, I'm just like, yo, like just tell them like they're gonna love you, they're gonna this, they're gonna that, but bro, some parents are really just like that old school.
And also that pressure, right? That pressure of of that old schoolness, especially Latin or not Latin.
Yeah, both of them are Latinas.
That pressure of having the kid and really like it's like a rite of passage of becoming a grown up. It's like when you have kids, especially since in the Latin culture we love family so much. It's kind of like
is so important.
¿Cuándo van a tener la nieta?
Yeah, y el novio, and
like
all of that.
So I could see that. I could see that, and hopefully they could see the other side, even that too. The people in that person's particular life, or those who haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully the people around their life see Pride Month and maybe be less harsh or less judgmental, or also wake up. It's a fucking new world, even though people have been gay for years, for like generations and decades or what have you. Like that's not a new thing. What is new now is just being more open of being yourself. And please, if you're not going to do anything, just be yourself,
Yeah.
Just be you and be open with yourself. I know that's so easy.
to say,
especially from a heterosexual.
Yeah, exactly. And then even a heterosexual woman to like say, just tell your parents. It's just like, bitch. First of all, but I was raised with parents who I know if I were to be lesbian, they wouldn't like it. Wouldn't be like. Yeah. Like there was like it wouldn't be something that number one I would decide that I would hide from them, and number two that they would be like, oh my god, like they've always been like, we're gonna love you no matter what. So I feel like that strongly. Like maybe my mom wouldn't have taken it so well. I feel like because with like my best friend, like my mom was somebody who didn't take it well when she found out, and my dad was kind of like hesitant, but to him and of course, and then now to her, like, of course, like years have passed. It's just like, man, we love this person so much because of how she loves our daughter, right? And how how she's there for our daughter no matter what. And so I felt like that was just like something. So I don't know if like maybe personally me, and maybe because I am straight, I'm just like, yo, it's not even that big of a deal, but it is.
Yeah, and also like we have that great family support.
Yeah, exactly.
Who don't and stuff like that. What I would say, or what it could be, hopefully someone. Well, I know people are listening, but hopefully someone in this particular situation is reflecting on this and listening to that. Get around some friends, maybe people that you're comfortable with and being yourself, and either talk to them on how they did it, or kind of, and it's online too. It's online. There's maybe a Discord or whatever. Try to seek out advice or help, because some parents, like my dad, I want to give him credit. He was always a little bit more forward thinking, or at least like, okay, hey, I'm not going to be stuck in the past. Weed is not what it used to be, or at least marketed, or this isn't as bad as it was, and stuff like that, or something like that. So yeah, I know there's also like almost like the holiday a little bit. How we always talk about like Christmas, like, oh, like it's good to be with the family and all that stuff, and then you're like. But then there's people that don't have that moment. So same way here with Pride Month, and the Ambition Hour has your support.
Definitely. And
LGBTQ
plus, something that I recently found out, and I'm gonna switch gears literally right after this little fun fact, is that the B in the LGBTQ plus community, the B is the most popular one. The bisexual.
I mean,
the B means bisexual.
Right, yeah. I what we've learned a little bit from the I don't know, Isaiah Rashad and things like that, and
even Kehlani
and other people who I guess have come out as bi, or even like Bad Bunny with the whole fluid type of thing, or you have Willow with non-binary, like I love who I love type of stuff. I think that also with things like this, people just become interested, or want to know what it's about, or hey, also. I know what I'm about to say to some probably could be sus, but I don't know. I just never been attractive, or never
attracted to a man to where it's just like
urge, or you know what I mean. But like shit, I don't know.
I mean, well, what I was gonna say was. Listen, I love looking at ass just like the next man. You know what I mean?
Boobies, right?
Like boobies, booty, like boobies. Like I love checking it all out, but I don't know about like that extra step of like having to like eat a bitch out. I don't know.
Right. I guess like I never have.
That's a little insensitive, y'all, but. But I'm just saying, like that's just how I feel. Like
my ass being A because it never been A though. You know what I mean?
I feel like I feel like if I don't know, like if it were to come down to it, and like maybe in the heat of passion, but then like that's also not fair, because I'm only putting it into a sexual category, and that's not what it is. It's not just the sexual aspect. This is a person who you can love like eternally, and support them and sacrifice for them and etc. But like that part of me sees myself doing that for a man and not for a woman. So I feel like it's the same thing for you, because like of course you can find like the opposite sex attractive and this and that, but like it's like the same thing that they say with like when it's a heterosexual relationship, like the girl looks good, or the guy looks good, but what are they really bringing to the table for you? And if they're not bringing exactly what it is that you need, then they're not for you, whether they're the same sex or not the same sex. So
I see an ant in my PC and I'm ready to shut it off. I'm ready.
An ant? So I wanted to share an awesome story with you guys that I haven't been able to share on the podcast. And it is that I actually took a picture with Nas. And I'm just
Greenbridge.
And I'm just like so excited to share this story with you guys, because the main reason why I took this picture with the God was because I went out one time, the night that I went to the DJ premiere party that he was DJing at. Ghostface was there, and I didn't get a chance to. I felt like I had so many opportunities to take a picture with Ghostface, and I never took the picture with Ghostface. And so, till this day, that has been haunting me.
The one day Claudia decides to keep it G.
Yeah, it between him and Wale, like those are like my two biggest like. I didn't get a picture with them regrets. And most of the time, I try to be mindful of like when I see like artists out, or like, you know, we've gone to Drink Champs, so we've seen like Talib, we've seen Currency, we've like seen Dead Prez, we've seen like different artists, and then I haven't been so quick to be like, yo, can we like snap a picture or whatever? And because there's parts of me always believes I'm going to see them again anyway. Like that's like a big thing that I'm really big on. So sometimes I don't really stress it. But there's sometimes where like I feel like when it's fucking like Ghostface Killer and he's like right there, like I feel like I had that opportunity, like, and I don't know if it's going to happen again because he doesn't really do interviews like that. He's not really like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, damn. So it haunted me. So that night, I had gone out and I had told the person who I was with, I told him, I was just like, yo, like, if I get an opportunity to take a picture with him, like, I'm taking the picture. Like, I don't care. I am taking the picture, and that's that. So, you know, we're at the spot, and I noticed that, like, you know, he's there. He's at the spot. We're not close to him. But I said, hey, I'm going to go up front, and I'm gonna see if I can get a picture with him. And so I ended up getting a video of him waving at my camera. I also got a video of me and him, so that was pretty dope. I feel like this is a story that I'm just gonna brag about, you know, until my old age, you know what I mean? Like, it's so dope to like have seen a fucking legend like that close to me, and then to have a video with him like looking into my camera. Listen, and it was funny because the person who I was with and his friends were like, yo, like, you know, you're a girl, so of course, like, but with us, like the security. And I was like, security? I didn't even talk to security. I asked Nas himself, can we take a picture? I looked at Nas in his eyes and I asked him for the picture. So yes, top moment in my life. Ghostface, next time I see your ass, I'm getting that motherfucking picture with you. Same thing with Wale. And Currency, because Currency, I met him and there's like a video, and I know there's pictures of us, but the photographer never sent them to me. So
also, man, this says a lot. Almost bringing it back to the beginning. It's just the stuff that we don't do is what ends up haunting us, right? Or like that regret.
Yep.
A little bit what sets in, or like. But
though I feel like the best word is the haunting, because to me I feel like it's like Ghostface is haunting me. That's why his name is that.
So like, yeah, you feel that, but like how you said a little bit, like the past, you gotta like love your past and appreciate your past.
Yeah,
right there kind of prepares you or says, all right, hey, next time I ain't gonna be slacking.
Yeah, next time I don't give a fuck.
Because I didn't like that feeling. I don't like that haunt.
I hated
I don't want
it.
this haunt to haunt me later on. So sometimes, you know, like doing stuff like that, or getting out of your comfort zone, or something else that I heard today that I thought was like freaking cool. I think Khloe Kardashian actually said this. But it's like those things when you're getting nervous, like me getting nervous, that just means that something epic's about to happen.
Exactly. I also wanted to say that what was funny to me was that it was easier to have gotten the picture with Ghostface because I was already in the front. I was already by the rope. All I had to do was maybe move to the other side of the rope. And it wasn't that with Nas, I literally had to go through a crowd and kind of like move in between. Listen, one thing about me is I'm going to get through the crowd. Ask anybody who's ever been to a concert with me, who has ever been to in a line, or no, because I don't be skipping people like that. But it's something like that, we can say. But like I can get in. I can get in because I fit. So my little ass, like if we at a concert or something and you want to get to the front, just stick with me because I don't like being in the back because it's too much for me. A bitch can barely see. I'm not about to pay this money and then I'll be able to see these people. So yeah, I am super excited for this week. I wanted to share the song that I am like obsessed with. And of course, the song that I am obsessed with, it's kind of like a tie between Titi Me Preguntó because that's a song that I've just been playing on repeat and I'm also like singing it nonstop. And I would love to say that song, but yesterday I came across a song by Beyonce and Jay-Z called On the Run. And that song is just so fucking beautiful. Like, it's just such a beautiful song. And I feel like people don't make music like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, it's just them. Like, they're their own genre. So, yeah. It's a genre. Do you have a song that you're playing on repeat this week?
On repeat this week. Let me see. Let me pop open and see what was being played. I've actually been listening to that Don Toliver album again.
That Don Toliver album is so great.
I would say this week was definitely Feeling Peachy by Kodak Black. Older song, but yeah.
What I was going to say was that that's a song that's been really popular is Silent Hill. Shout out to Kodak, who is on a song and on an interlude in the Kodak album. I mean in the Kendrick album as well, which he got a little heat for. Kendrick got a little heat for that too. So that's kind of crazy. How people are getting like heat because of Kodak, and I don't know. I have my whole thing about that, but we're running out of time. We're actually out of time. Yeah, you can see Mama is over here.
She's sniffing something.
She's sniffing something.
Socks on the floor,
Yeah, and those are to like kind of keep her. We thought it was gonna keep her away from,
I knew she was too close to that fucking cable.
Important things, but it is what it is, and we move forward, and we,
there's $10 down there.
We move accordingly. Like I have said, this is the first time that we're using it. So yeah. So on June 9th, make sure that you wish me a happy birthday.
Now, started early.
If you would like to get me something, ask me what bill needs to be paid, and I'll tell you. Just kidding. Not really, because I got bills and I also have a trip that I'm going to. So yes, guys, thank you, Hav, for joining me and for being my audio visual. Shout out to the audio visual, just as important as myself. I've got like 8 hats on this podcast. He's not just, he's not
hats on my head, but don't call me a hat head.
But yeah, so shout out to Hav. Thank you for always being my co-host and for being the backbone of the podcast as well. Shout out to thank you, love you too. Shout out to mamas who messed up our connection, but it's all good. At least she didn't bark during the episode.
Hey, she made one of my jobs easier about the audio part of it. Hopefully this just sounds good.
I mean, seriously,
for the first 10 minutes, it sounded all right.
It sounded great, and I knew where I needed to be, like, put my face to make sure that it was in front of the mic. And then I'm happy that I ended up moving the fucking water bottle porque me estaba molestando the whole freaking part of the first part of the episode.
It was so trippy. I thought something was wrong with like the camera work or something like that, but it was just like the water.
It was just the water bottle like grippling or moving or cool, it was a little cool. We might have to get like a little fountain. Guys, it has been a pleasure. This is crazy. 208 episodes in. I can't say in a row because it hasn't been in a row, a week in a row, but it is what it is. Guys, remember to wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your business. For the 200, in that order. And for the 208th time, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves with my co-host Hop 600 and my unofficial co-host Bay the Retriever, and we are out of here. Peace, y'all. Be safe.
Good job,